I get very frustrated with fiat world sometimes, and I think I need to just learn to let it exist a little more and just accept it.
Maybe then the transformation will happen.
Yeah, because one of the things
without the fight
I've said about, getting into Bitcoin is you get to a point where you start to feel like you're living in the past in a way. You're like, how is this still a thing? How do people still accept fiat currency? Like, it's a huge scam. And so there can be some frustration that comes with that, but it needs to be balanced out with some acceptance.
I feel you. No, but it's true. I have a friend who's a physicist, Nassim Haramein, who in a lot of his talks, he would say very often, and God love him, right?
Mm-hmm.
He would say, he's like, well, the mainstream is against me. I'm like, bro, what exactly is mainstream to you?
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, well, like the academic community. I said, you think that's mainstream? You have like millions of followers that follow you in physics. They don't know any of those academic physicists.
Mm-hmm.
So what's mainstream?
Mm-hmm.
And does it even matter? And are you just creating by saying the mainstream this, the mainstream that? Is that just going to create more pushback to your actual cause? Buckminster Fuller, you can't win by fighting the incumbency.
Right.
You can only build the new and make the incumbent irrelevant. Yeah. That's already what you've been doing. When you're talking about Bitcoin, come on, be the change.
Yeah.
Be the change.
You gotta actually do it. It sounds like you might be advocating for a radical form of stoicism in a way. Like this, because Stoics are very much about domesticating your emotions and accepting what is, right? Marcus Aurelius goes so far to saying, like, even when you have a loss of a child, you just have to accept it. Like, sure, you can grieve, but then you just accept it.
Yeah.
Is there some Stoic philosophy built into your worldview
without a
here?
doubt.
Yeah.
Without a doubt, but I'm an optimist.
Yeah.
I'm an optimistic Stoic.
Optimistic Stoicism. All right.
So when you think of it in these terms, right, it's if you think for a minute that because I perceive the world as a game, simulation game, whatever you want to call it, I actually call it a spiritual life simulation.
Yeah.
And when you perceive it in that way, you could often devolve into looking at it from the perspective of, wait, that sounds like solipsism.
Mm-hmm.
But actually, and you could derive out of that, well, why should we care about anything then? Mm-hmm. Let's just, do what thou wilt. Mm-hmm. Go be Aleister Crowley, bite a head of a bat off or something like that and go knock yourself out. Go to an orgy, right? Mm-hmm. Knock one out. If that's what you've come to the conclusion of, then you missed the point. Because actually this world, the only thing that's real is how we feel. And we must feel empathy because the whole purpose of this for the higher self, for the one, is to increase its empathy for everybody's unique perspective. And if we understand that that's the actual truth of it, then we should feel empathy for every single perspective and perception as well. It's feeling the love. When someone's in pain, we feel the pain also for them. That's the value. And yet I spent my whole life thinking that I need to avoid my emotions and not feel my emotions at all because it makes me weak and vulnerable. Actually, it gives me my greatest strength. Emotion and being in touch with our emotion is being in touch with what life is. We are here to feel. And I think that's one of the things that we just totally, entirely miss. So we should feel the empathy. And we should not be callous about it because it's not meant to be callous. It's meant to teach us to feel that feeling.
Yeah. This is especially poignant advice for young men, I think, because I've been in that place too, where I thought emotions were just weakness, and it was a survival mechanism from when I was younger in life, basically. And you just carry this armor into life longer than it's necessary, and I don't know. It takes a long time to learn to start. I guess I'm still learning to take it off, but it is this. You without the feeling, you're not human almost. So you have to have the union of the knowing and the feeling.
That's the age we're going into. Human being.
Yeah,
we're going to move away, and that's why I'm so excited about the whole blockchain, decentralization, Bitcoin. I see new governance systems. I see sovereignty for humanity. I see a shift. I see economies that don't need to have all this crazy taxation. I mean, come on. The founding fathers went nuts on a 2% tariff,
Yeah.
they would be laughing at us right now. And if I sat down with them, I'm sitting with Benjamin Franklin, John Adams, and Thomas Jefferson, and they'd be like, so how much tax do you pay? Oh, it's like just over 60%. I live in California. They're like, bro, what?
Yeah, no.
Are you kidding me?
This country was founded on a tax revolt, and now it's become a tax farm.
There was
really
no income
sad.
tax
Yeah.
until 1913.
Yeah, same year as the Fed was founded. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this episode, click here to find more just like it, and here to find our most recent episode. Also, make sure to like this video to help shine light on the corruption of money, and be sure to subscribe to this channel to stay connected.